Let's learn how to prepare for a session. We're going to learn about program sheets, data sheets, and how to record problem behavior data on a data sheet. So let's head over to our program sheet, the weight program. We're going to put our child's name at the top, but we're going to abbreviate it. For John Doe, it will be J-O-D-O. We're also looking at the SD. The SD should match our supervisor specification how to present an SD to a child. For example, a weight program would have a visible, edible reinforcement for the child. You would then tell the child to wait. The child's response would be for the child to wait. Let's say the child can already wait for quite some time for a reinforcer. You might set the initial step 1 for 1 minute. Let's go over to the data sheet. So at the top, we're going to put the child's name, like before. We're going to abbreviate John Doe's name to J-O-D-O. Then in the left column, we are going to put the weight program in the first row, just below the date and the initials. And sometimes you might have to mess with margins. If you're using a computer, if you're using by hand, you don't have to worry about it. Then we're going to indent, and we are going to type or write in the second row a specific target. I'm going to put 1 minute. Then we're going to put on the date of the session that we start with, and our initials. And these do not have to be more than 2 letters. If there's reinforcing something John wants, you usually have to record a correct, incorrect, or prompted responses. For example, if John doesn't wait, you need to prompt him to wait an entire minute. You should put a P in the first trial box. You would indicate incorrect if John was unable to get the reinforcer before you could prompt him to wait the entire minute. If John waits for an entire minute for the reinforcer, you would indicate correct on your sheet. And that is P, I, and C, respectively. Let's go back into the program sheet. The mastery criteria for weight is 80% across 2 days. Let's see what this looks like on the data sheet. We're going to fill in some data here. So we're going to put in the date again at the top. And again, you could do this by hand or on the computer. I recommend doing it by hand for the specific dates you do the sessions, and recording the correct, incorrect, or prompted responses. But I would actually type out the programs on the left-hand side before the session. Makes it much easier to copy. And we'll say that for 2 days he had 80% and 100%. So he has mastered wait 1 minute. So let's go back to the program sheet. And out of that second column, we have the enter date, and we're going to put under the third column for the mastered date as the 5th. Now let's head back over and let's record some problem behaviors. Now the frequency is the number of times the behavior occurred. So let's type out problem behaviors. And again, you might have to adjust margins. And let's say the kiddo has SIB, self-induced behavior. And let's say the kiddo has tantrums. And we're going to say the tantrum frequency and the tantrum duration. Depending on the treatment plan, the child might have different ways of recording what a tantrum is. So make sure you refer to that before recording. Now let's say the kiddo has one tantrum and it lasts for 11 minutes. Then we record 1 in frequency and 11 in duration. Now let's say the kiddo has 2 tantrums in one session, and let's say the second one is 7 minutes. Now we're going to add on a second to that frequency. Then we're also going to add on 7 to that 11. It's important to note that sometimes you will need things in a session that you might forget. So make sure that you get pens, clipboard, extra program sheets, extra data sheets, because often enough you will run out. Make sure you have a timer if the child has a tantrum behavior or behavior you need to record time on, and have a counter for the frequency of behaviors that might occur.